Good morning. What's up, Rob? Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I'm watching ANY, DYN, MRNS, MACK, SND, OZM, GCAP. There's not a ton of volume in pre-market this morning. Not that much moving, to be honest. DYN's moving okay. ANY's moving okay as well, but not a ton of volume with anything. And so I'm going to go ahead and add my watch list to the live stream chat. So just give me 1 second. Good morning, Graham. I'm going to try to find anything else that may be moving. See if I can find something. There's just not that much moving. Okay, so that's my watch list for today. Like I said, there's not a ton moving. I'm going to see if I can find anything else now that I like better. Good morning, Nerve. Well, there's ENDP that just spiked up nicely. So ENDP is now on my watch. It just spiked up to $7. It closed yesterday, or it closed Friday at $5.88. It's up to $6.80 now, and so up a little bit under $1, but it did break over that dollar area. So watching it to break 7. But ENDP is pushing up nicely. Yeah, ENDP has the best volume I've really seen so far. Yep. That followed with DYN. Okay, volume on DYN. Gonna be watching that one. I'm looking up to see if I can find any other ones now, though. And so I'll be right back. I'm trying to see if I can find any. Okay, so there's ADMS as well, if you like the more expensive ones. AVIR, it's pushing some. It's up to 93 cents, but it got all the way up to $1.35 and then washed out, gave all of that back. And so I don't like AVIR as much, but I'll probably watch it nevertheless. There's MICT. I like this one a little bit more. Going to be watching this one. MICT. Some people are still watching BONT. BONT's creeping back up to 97 cents, right under that dollar area. We'll see if it can make a rebound. I don't necessarily trust this stock. It's just a really kind of crazy mover, but it is creeping back up towards this high. And so we'll see if it can break $1 and hold. Alright, so watching ANY, I'm going to go ahead and revise my watch list to add these new finding ones. So, let's see. Okay. Alright, so like I said, I'm watching ANY, DYN, MICT, ENDP, SND, OZM, GCAP, BONT, MRNS, and MACK. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the chat so everybody can see what I'm watching. Okay, so there's my watch list. The one with the most volume is ENDP. It's pushing up really nicely, flagging a little bit. I'd like to see it wait to break this $7 area, and I'd like to see it break this whole dollar of 7 and this pre-market high at the open. If it can wait to break it, I might hop in if it breaks the $7 area. So that's my favorite setup. That might be happening right now. So I'm watching that one. Watching MICT. This one's gapping up from 60. It's at 90 now, but it reached a high of 106. And so we'll see if this one can break over $1 and break that after hours and pre-market high of 106. DYN as well, although this one has been very I'm guessing this one is a buyout. I haven't even checked just because its range is so small in pre-market and after hours. So I'm gonna look that up now, see if DYN is a buyout. Looks like it, or something. Yeah, it's a merger. That's what I thought, not a buyout, a merger. And so you can see the range is so small here on DYN. You know, usually this happens when there's a merger and it's at a set price. So in this case, it may be $12.75 or something like that, which is probably around where it's at. It might be $12.75, I'm guessing. And you can see how small this range is. And so DYN most likely will not move at all today. I mean, it will move a little bit, but it's not going to have a big run or a big day or anything like that, just because it is a merger, which is kind of what I thought after seeing how small that range is. So I'll have to add that to something else. AGEN auto body for a swing trade. Yeah, we'll see if it bounces off this previous low at the 350s. Might be a nice swing trade, riding it up to that $5 area if it can test it, or at least up to this 450 point. We'll see though. If it breaks under this, you got to watch out. I mean, it has some resistance here, or some support here at 328. And so, we'll see. It's up to 378 now. Let's see, so it's about right here. Yeah, I mean, it came back. It looks like it's going to start pushing back up and just come back. If that's the case, it'd be a sideways pattern, but we'll see. You know, it looks to be pushing up nicely, so might be a good swing trade. I kind of like it as a swing trade. I'll check it out. Auto body. Okay, so I'm watching ANY. I want to see this one hold support over this $0.50 in the 250s. And, you know, like I said, I want to see it hold support here, continue pushing up, testing that 276 area. I like this one because it's not a huge gap up. It's not some big monstrous gap up like this one on MICT. And so it's not as overextended with it. And so we'll see if this one can push up, break that 276 pre-market high and run a little bit. Watching ENDP. This one's gapping up about $1. And so we'll see if it can hold under this $7 area and then make that push for this $7 at the open. So going to be watching that one. Watching MICT. It reached a high of 106. So I'm going to be watching this one at that whole dollar area as well as that pre-market high. So see if we can break over those two. Good morning, Troy. ENDP. Yeah, I like ENDP. It's not a huge gap up, which I like a little bit. I like it better than it being overextended. And so it's sitting under that pre-market high now. We'll see if it can break that 7 area at the open. If it does that, I might jump in it. SPI. Mr. X. Let me see. You know, it's a little bit cheaper of a stock, but I sometimes like to trade these. Yeah, I mean, it gapped down, gapped all the way up, and then it gave up about half of that big push, got rejected at 20 or 1950. And so we'll see if it can hold over this 14 area, and especially over this one area. But if it breaks under what it closed at yesterday, I don't like it. So let's see, it closed at 1275. Okay, so if it breaks under this level, I don't like it as much. Like I said, I'm not an investment professional, so you have to make your own assessment of the market. But if it breaks under that point, I don't like it as much. If it can hold over that 14 level and this 1275 level, I like it a little bit more, but we'll see. Okay, so some other ones I'm watching are SND. This one popped over that high of Friday so far in after hours, so we'll see if it can hold support over it. Right here, right at that 725 area. So we'll see if it can hold support there and continue to push up. There's GCAP. This one's gapping up a little bit. It's sitting right under that $0.50 at 746 right now, sitting right under 750. And so we'll see if it can push up and break this 760 area and then this 764 area at the open. I'm going to be watching for that. OZM just gapped up over its high of Friday during market hours as well. Currently sitting just under $4 at $3.95. So we'll see if it can hold over that and keep pushing. MRNS. Same kind of thing. Gapped up over Friday's high again. Sitting at 615. See if it can break that 615, 620 area. Hold it as support. So watch that one. BONT. This one was a former runner. Pushed up really nicely. Sitting just under $1 now. Struggled with $1 in the past. Really and struggled just to get over this $1.07 area. So gonna watch this one, but don't trust it as much. MACK, this one needs to pick up some volume. Not a lot of volume so far in pre-market, so I'll watch it, but it needs a little bit more volume in my opinion, so we'll see what it does. And then AGEN, like somebody said, this looks like a good swing trade, like Autobody said. Gapping up a little bit so far in pre-market, and you can see it's at 378 now, so it looks like it's about time for a bounce. So we'll see if it bounces. MICT, this one's gapping up from 68 cents up to 91 cents. We'll see if it can break that 106 area as well as that 1 area at the open. ENDP, I want to see it hold support over this 675 level and then push for that pre-market and whole dollar break at 7 at the open. We'll see if it can do that. ANY looks to be finding a little bit of support at 250, but it's testing it for sure. But I want to see it hold over this 250 area and then continue to push up, possibly testing that 276 area. So that's what I'm watching for with those. We'll see how these do. ENDP probably has the best volume, followed by MICT. And then there was another one I'm watching as well. Let me see if I can find it. There's another few I'm watching. DYN. There's one more expensive stock. Yeah, DYN. Gapping up nicely. But, oh yeah, this one has the merger. So, not watching this one anymore. MACK, but it needs to pick up some volume, like I said. SPI, somebody called this one out. I want to see it hold over 14. And yeah, those are basically everything I'm watching. Not a ton of volume. Volume picked up a little bit. I didn't notice ENDP earlier, so that and MICT have decent volume. We'll see what those can do. Good morning, LB. Yeah, guys, if you're just now joining us, or if it's your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this stream, click that like button on the stream. We definitely appreciate the support. We got about 23 minutes to the open, and so a little bit of time left in the day. Nice, Miguel. So you're finally approved on UStock. That's awesome, man. Yeah, just you know, be careful with limit orders. I would do at least a few like small testing orders in before you buy a full position, just so you can learn kind of how to navigate through it. But yeah, I like UStock. It's okay. I've had my problems with it for sure, but you know, the positives outweigh the negatives just because $1 commission, no PDT rule, and stuff like that. So, but it definitely has its flaws. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely has its flaws for sure. Okay, so it looks like ENDP is testing up that $7 pre-market high. Like I said, I'd prefer it not to break. It's kind of forming a little bit of a channel here. We'll see if it holds. I'd prefer it not to break that $7 area now, so it can kind of give it that opportunity to break 7 at the open, so it can have that little dip for that push back up, breaking 7 at the open. That's what I would prefer, but it does show strength if it breaks over 7 now, so we'll see. Alright, so ENDP making that push up, testing that $7 area. Like I said, I'd prefer it not to break, so it kind of forms this little channel here is what I'd actually want to see. But if it breaks it, it's okay too. If it breaks, it shows strength. But I want the setup of that pre-market high break at the open once it breaks 7 right at the open. So that's what I would prefer. But we'll see what ENDP does here. Yeah, Miguel, they approve it pretty quick. Deposits are even faster, man. If you deposit, that's what I really like about UStock is like um, if you deposit before 4 p.m. on a market day, it'll be in there the next morning, and so deposits are really fast. ENDP testing 7 up to 6.99 now. See, I wish it didn't do this. It's up to 7 now. I hope there it goes. It just broke it. It'll probably push up nicely now, but I would have preferred it to wait to break that pre-market high. It could still form a little channel here, but it doesn't look like it's going to. It looks like it's going to just keep flagging up. And when that happens, in my opinion, a lot of times it's really overextended at the open, and so it'll end up washing out. Let's look at the S&P. The SPY. Alright, so here's the SPY gapping down some. And the S&P. S&P's moving up a little bit. So we'll watch that one. Alright, so ENDP looks like it fell back down a little bit. Looks like it's getting rejected at that $7 area, so it's still kind of flagging a little bit. We'll see if it holds support. See, the big thing is it's holding support over this $7 area now, which is always usually a good sign, in my opinion, when it breaks over a previous resistance area, and then you can see it's holding support right where that previous resistance was. And so that's always a pretty good sign. And so we'll see if it can maintain this strength and continue pushing up, possibly forming a new pre-market high here at 709 now. So we'll see. Alright, so it dropped down under 7 now. It's currently sitting at okay, so yeah, ENDP dropped under 7. We'll see what happens here. Good morning, Sandra. So you wouldn't trade ENDP, Troy? Let me see. Look at the daily. Yeah. Not the prettiest daily chart, but it does look like it could be at the bottom, but still, this is an ugly daily chart. Where's it at now? Let me see. It's at 705. So, I mean, this is just a rebound from that those bear flags on the daily. So there could be a few green days, you know. We'll see. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go make some coffee, so I might be back. Just give me a minute or two. I should be back. But ENDP back up to 7. We'll see what it does. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so looks like ENDP couldn't make it over 7. MICT starting to push up to 94 cents. Let's see. ANY still holding support at 250. I wonder what the news is with ANY. I'm curious about that one. All right, so BONT falling back down, which is to be expected, I think. This one looks like a pump, but we'll see. I mean, it's still hanging around up there. It's up from 32 cents at its low, so we'll see what BONT does. Don't trust this one at all, but we'll see. ANY is kind of finding a lot of resistance there at 250. I hope it's not a merger. We'll see. I'm going to look up to see if ANY is a merger. Okay, so yeah, Miguel, that's what I think I mentioned that earlier. That's one thing I like about it. I mean, it's gapping up a decent amount though. Like it's up, let me see. It's up a decent amount. It's up about 20 cents. So maybe a little bit over 20 cents. And so that's a pretty big move. I don't want it to give up any of these gains. Like I don't want it to drop underneath this 84-cent level or this 85-cent level. If it does, I don't like it as much. But we'll see. $1 is usually a pretty big resistance point, but then after it breaks over $1, it also has this possible resistance here at 106. And so if it can break over 106, I like it and it looks clean, but you know, I wouldn't really trust the dollar break just because this 106 area is here. But, you know, you have to make your own assessment of the market. That's just kind of my take on it. I like ANY for that reason, that it's not gapping up a huge amount. And so we'll see what that one does. I'm trying to look up the news on ANY. So ANY is up on no news. Not that I can see. I'm going to check Thinkorswim here. See if I can find some here. But I don't see any news on ANY. On, at least on the first way. Let me see if I can find it another way. You said CMLS, Troy? Yeah, the only thing that's kind of scary about the CMLS, Troy, is if you look at the daily chart, this one usually, it pushes up and then falls back down. You know, push up, falls back down for a few days. And so this one had that big push. It didn't have that follow through day like it did here on the daily. And so it could just push back down, or it could flag. You never really know. This was a big move. And so we'll see. It's possible, you know. Okay, that's what it is, Troy. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes. All right, so ANY dropping under that 250 area. Don't like it as much after that, so we'll see what it does. But like I said, I don't like it. Maybe it wasn't you, Troy. Hold on. Somebody said CMLS here. Oh, it was LB. LB said CMLS. Sorry. All right, guys, we got about a minute and a half left till the market opens. Good luck, everyone. I hope everyone makes some money. Good morning, Black Monday. So the picture looks good, everyone. Everything looks good. All right, so 30 seconds left, guys. Good luck, everyone. Let's hope we all make some money. Be careful, be selective. I know I'm going to try to be as patient as I can today. Not going to force anything. And so we will see. 15 seconds. But man, ANY giving all of that back. And so all right. All right, so MRNS making that push, MICT pushing up to 97, 99. All right, so a big washout on ENDP, ANY pushing back. MICT got rejected at $1 as well. Still watching MICT to see if it can reverse. ANY is pushing back up, but it just dropped down so much under where it opened at, or over where it gapped up to, that I don't like it as much. But a huge drop on ENDP. Monstrous drop, guys. So be careful. The last few days of the market open, this last week, everything has just been dropping as soon as the open hits. It could be because of the SPY dropping so much. But man, look at this huge drop on ENDP. Huge drop. And everything I'm watching dropped except for ANY. But everything else I'm watching dropped, which is crazy. DO starting to move a little bit. A little bit more expensive of a stock, up 50 cents. kind of watching OZM. I want to see the volume pick up though before I really mess with it. Let's see, there's SPPI pushing up nicely. SPCB pushing up some. Alright, this one's pushing up nicely. Alright, so I'm in SPCB with a small share size of 30 shares. I want to see if it can break over this $4 area. Alright, so it's up to 4, 410, 411. Had a really big push over 4. Now it's up to 413. Got pushed back down to 4. Struggling to hold over 4. We'll see though. It's gonna have a dip here. Volume definitely spiking on this one though, so check out SPCB. Down to 395. We'll see if this is just a dip. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about. MRNS kind of pushed up, but then fell. DO's pushing up. SPPI is kind of flagging a little bit. We'll see though. See if I can find anything else moving. AVIR. Oh yeah, AVIR did make this push. I missed this one. All right, so SPCB up to 416, 424. There we go. Go ahead and sell for about a $4 profit on that one. Very small profit, but this one's moving crazy. And look at that big drop. I might have gotten filled a little bit better. Let me see. Down to 393. I sold at the right time. Alright, so AVIR pushing up, broke $1. We'll see if it dips back down and holds $1 as support now. SPCB all the way down to 392. Glad I got out of that one. It fell all the way back down to where I was, so we'll see. If you're just down joining us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, if you want to see me day trade my small account live at the open every weekday morning. Also, go ahead and like this stream, like this video, click that like button, guys. We definitely appreciate the support. SPCB down to 380s now. We'll see if it holds some support. It found some previously at 390, so we'll see if it bounces back. But I don't like that big up wick where it pushed up to 424 and then washed out. And so we'll see what it does here. See if I can find anything else. MBRX, Black Monday. Oh yeah, MBRX broke over 2. Gotta watch it here though. See if it holds 2 as support. Alright, so AVIR trying to make another go at this high of the day here at $1.08. Just broke over it, got up to 108. Let's see if the volume picks up a little bit now. Volume started to kind of fall down on AVIR. We'll see if the volume picks up now that it broke that high of the day. Falling all the way back down. Yeah, it needs some volume. Volume is ultimately what pushes momentum stocks. And so without that volume spike it needed, we'll see what it does. But BONT may be making a comeback here. Who knows? MBRX fell down under 2. But yeah, look at this huge washout on ENDP, man. That was a violent washout. And now it's reversing a little bit. It's got some room over here, but we'll see though. Definitely not my favorite. Alright, so SPCB kind of trying to come back here. MBRX falling all the way down to 194. MRNS, guys. You know, MRNS broke over that 750 high of the day. It couldn't hold though. But SPCB pushing back up to the 380s again. And ENDP kind of slowly creeping back up. Let's see, it opened up at about 690s, in the 690s. It's back up to the 640 area. So here's a reversal play. It's got some room right here up to, you know, maybe the 50s. And if it could break that, maybe up to 694. We'll see though. MBRX may be flagging here. I can't really tell. It could be a flag here. But it's a big pullback nevertheless. But kind of looks like it's flagging a little bit. Let's see if it can try to push over 2. CRR is kind of slowly grinding up this morning. Up to 736 now. AVIR pushing down, couldn't break over that previous high of the day. Yeah, the key indicator with AVIR is this double top right here. You can see it pushed over, couldn't make it, and so then it just gave a lot of it up. So don't see anything I like a ton right now. OMER breaking over 16. Slow grind up here for a little bit more expensive stock. But it had this nice little 1 minute pullback. This is really that strategy that I was watching for. You can see after this 1 minute pullback, it had this beautiful push up. Missed it just now seeing this one, so a little late for that one. Same thing with this one. That 1 minute pullback, it made that big push afterwards. So MRNS dropping out big as well, down to 620. Man. PGNX had a big volume spike. Now it lost all of that volume, so it had a big volume spike, but then it just kind of stayed here. DAIO, this one was moving on Friday. Just had a little washout long setup, testing that $0.5 now at the 1250s. So we'll see. Wow, MRNS had that. It looked like it was going to come back. Alright, so DAIO breaking over this 1250 level. Sitting at 1250 now. It's kind of a washout long setup. It might look better on the 5 minute. But yeah, you can see a washout long setup. It just broke over that 1250 level. It may start to run here. We'll see. DAIO, guys, so look at that one. MBRX dropped down, couldn't hold over that 1295 area. DAIO up to 1254, got bounced back down to the 1250, so it may run into some resistance here, so be careful. But up to 1254 again. MARA. The volume isn't really there with this one. I mean, it gapped up nicely, but the volume's just not there. I mean, it had some decent volume on this push, but it was still only 10,000 shares. And with the stock that's this cheap, only $1.50, it should have way more volume than this. You know, and without volume, I want that momentum, and this one doesn't look like it has it. But I'll watch it nevertheless, but it's just not my favorite. SPCB, it dropped down, y'all said. Okay, so yeah, it dropped all the way down to 360. So it might be a good short under this 350 level. Who knows though. Wish I could short, I can't on UStock, but if I could, I might be watching for it if it can break under, specifically this 330 level, because then it has this room right here, but we'll see. Yeah, it's a big dip. We'll see if the pattern continues. Downward trend, 2 consolidation green candles, downward trend, 2 consolidation green candles. We'll see if it pushes back down and test that 350 level now. Although it might hold firm at 350. It might use it as support, so we'll see. See if I can find anything else moving. XNET. XNET pushing up. Its high of Friday was at 898. It's at 884 now. 893. We'll see here, guys. If it breaks that high of yesterday, it's flagging a little bit too. You can see these flags. Very obvious flags. I don't think I necessarily trust XNET. I tried to trade this one on Friday. It didn't work out for me, so I don't know if I trust it as much, but we'll see. But like I said, this high of Friday is here at 898. So I'm watching that level for it and then see if it can push over 9. RGSE. Check out RGSE, guys. This one had a huge volume spike. Monstrous spike. Up to 259 now. Ridiculous spike on RGSE. Check it out. 600,000 shares traded. Up to 254. Up to 260 now. But man. Wait for a pullback on this one. See what it does here. Just such a huge spike that I'm not going to jump in it now. That'd be chasing. Down to 245. See if it holds support here at 250. That RGSE is the big mover right now, guys. Check it out. Some people are saying it's not real news on RGSE though, and so be careful with it. Massive volume though. So XNET up to 893 now. We'll see if we can break that 894 or that 898 level where that that previous high on Friday was. Alright, so SPCB may be bouncing back here. We'll see. Yeah, after all the fake outs and stuff like that last week, I'm not really looking for any flag patterns as much. You know, at the open I was looking for a 1-minute pullback or the pre-market high break, but just because last week was so ridiculous, I'm going to be looking for a lot of reversal patterns now just because the market's been kind of washing out every morning at the open. So kind of watching for reversals. Although I can't lie, RGSE might be. It looks like a nice flag pattern here. I don't trust it as much though. Nice job, Black Monday. Awesome job, man. Nice trade, dude. Alright, so let's watch RGSE up to 253 now. And see if it holds support here at 250. I don't necessarily trust it. Obviously now I don't. Down to 238. Bounce back a little bit, but yeah, I'm not going to mess with RGSE. It's too crazy. So ENDP still kind of trying to come back here. That was just a ridiculous drop from at the open on this one. Look at this drop from 696 all the way down to 593. So a whole dollar drop, an entire dollar drop in 2 minutes. I feel bad for anybody that went long in pre-market with ENDP. And yeah, RGSE is now labeled limited liquidity, and now it's back. I'm not messing with it, and now it's labeled limited liquidity again. Oh, that just furthers my my want to not trade this thing. I don't want to trade RGSE. I'm not going to mess with it. Too crazy. SPCB though looks like a reversal play here if it can keep holding this 350 level as support. Found a lot of support here as well at 358. And so we'll see. Right, farts and Andre. Yeah, RGSE looks sketchy. That's what I said. I'm not getting into it. There's some rumors that it's fake news pumping this thing up right now, and so definitely looks a little sketchy to me. I'm not gonna get in it. There's too much. There's too much downfall, too much risk in this one for me right now. I mean, it could always push back up. It's definitely got the volume going for it, but just the fact that this thing could drop down to 220 in half a second, I don't like it. And so I'm going to stay away from RGSE. But big push, big volume push. XNET trying to test that previous high of Friday at 898. It's up to 890 now on XNET. And ENDP kind of coming back for the rest of the morning. Up to 643 now. See if I can find anything else pushing. Good morning, Dave. JNUG. All right, so XNET broke over Friday's high, or at least tapped it at 898. We'll see what it does here. And JNUG has some really nice flag patterns going on here. Good call. But yeah, XNET up to 910. It finally broke over that pre-market, or that Friday high, up to 917 now. I missed it, but a little late now. Not going to mess with it. Like I said, today I'm working on discipline. I'm up for about $4.50 after checking my trade log. And so I'm not going to mess with this one for sure. Too sketchy. But this one doesn't look bad. You know, you could reasonably set your risk at 895. Let's see. You could reasonably set your risk at 895, and it has a decent amount of room. It's at the high of the last year at least. Let's look at the last few years. Okay, and yeah, you could reasonably set your risk at 973. Or your reward at 973, your risk at 895. So it's a decent risk reward ratio. This one's up a decent amount on XNET, but we'll see what it does here. I missed my entry when it broke over this previous high in $9, and so gonna watch it, but missed my entry with it. Not gonna chase it. It did have some room up to the 970s on the weekly and daily chart, and so we'll see though. TOPS, IMDZ. Oh yeah, TOPS is pushing up. You know, to be honest though, I don't like TOPS. I've traded this one a few times in the past. It never really follows through. Like you can look, let me look at the 5 minute. It just never really follows through. You can see it pushed up here, tried to make it a few times, never really followed through. Every time I've tried to trade it, it doesn't follow through. So we'll see, but not my favorite one. Just because if I know this stock, it just doesn't follow through as much as I want it to. IMDZ. Yeah, IMDZ pushed up, broke that high of the day at 450. Looks to be finding some support at the 50 at that $half area as well, which is usually what I like to see. Yeah, look at that big pullback on RGSE. Now it's not a pretty intraday chart. Don't like it. IDRA, Ali. Let me see. No, I haven't looked at that one, I don't think. Oh, wow. Yeah, nice little push on IDRA. It looks to be a higher float stock, just because stocks that usually kind of look like this are usually higher float stocks because it takes a little bit more for them to move, but it's picking up some. It looks nice. Let's look at the daily chart. Oh yeah, it's filling this gap right here. Might have a little bit of room to the 80s. We'll see though. But yeah, good call out. I do like that one. Has this little 1 minute pullback here. I missed it. Just missed it, but we'll see. But yeah, I do like IDRA. XNET flagging a little bit once it broke over 9. We'll see if it makes that follow through push. It's at 930. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, this one pushed up a huge amount in the last few days. Doesn't look like RGSE is going to come back. I'm guessing it won't. But ENDP, guys, is coming back already. Man. Up to 650 now. kind of slowly going sideways, but moving up to 650, sitting right there now. We'll see if it can hold and push over, find some support there. See if I can find anything else that's moving. Alright, so SPCB looks to be finding some support at that 358 level. Alright, and ENDP broke over that $0.50. You see it has some room on the intraday chart here from this big gap, at least to the 560 level, but let's look at the daily. Yeah. Like we said earlier, not a pretty daily. I think Troy called this one out. Just not a pretty daily. XNET up to that 950 level got rejected back down, but flagging really nicely on XNET. And IDRA might be kind of having a little consolidation here before it pushes back up to 170 now. Doesn't have the biggest range, which is to be expected with these higher float stocks, which I'm assuming this one is, just because you could see these candlesticks here. Usually when it does this, it's a higher float stock. And so we'll see if it has that follow-through momentum push over that 171 high. But ENDP rebounding here after this huge drop-off. I wonder why it sold off this much. I mean, I guess it could be overnight longs covering and taking their profit, but huge sell-off. Yeah. And we were correct with RGSE, guys. Look at RGSE now. Washed all the way down to 229. It just looked sketchy. Look to try to fake out people, so didn't like it as much. CPG. CPG kind of has a slow grind up. It's up about 40 cents on the day. But it's just been a really nice grind up where it held most of that push and it keeps going. So maybe check out CPG. Same thing with AMLP. Kind of a slow grind up. It's up about... Yeah, this one's only up about 15 cents on the day, and so a very slow mover for an expensive stock, or more expensive stock. I'm guessing the spread's big on this one as well, kind of like this one up here, IDRA. And yeah, you can see the spread's most likely big on AMLP. So when a stock has a bigger spread, meaning the spread is, or not the spread, the float. I'm sorry, the float. I may have been saying it wrong this whole time. The float. When a stock has a bigger float, like AMLP or IDRA, that means there's more shares available to the public to trade with. And so with that logic, it takes more movement, it takes more buying and selling to actually make it move. So it takes more volume to actually make a higher float stock move. And so that's why you can see with AMLP and IDRA the range is a little bit smaller, just because it's a higher float stock. But ENDP still trying to come back. So here's SPCB kind of reversing here, breaking over that 380 level. It's had a lot of fake outs here, here, and here. And so I'm going to be careful with it. As well as this huge fake out here over that $4 area. See if I can find anything else. So ENDP bouncing under that $0.50 up to 651 now, so it just popped right back over. Let me see, what else am I watching? MRNS. See if it can come back some. Maybe MBRX to see if it can break over 2. BONT didn't go anywhere, which is to be expected, I guess. GCAP didn't move much. RGSE trying to come back here after that huge washout, but yeah, this one was just a fake out. Up to 231 now. CVEO kind of having a slow grind up. This one doesn't have the biggest range on it either, though. If you like the more expensive ones, HTZ up to 25.05, breaking over that whole dollar of 25. So HTZ's moving. XNET still trying to push over this $0.50 area where I last saw it. It's up to 950 now. Reached a high of 959, so we'll see if it follows through here. HTZ breaking over 25, pushing up to 25.10 now. SPCB pushing up to 377 now. We'll see if it can make this final push. All right, so SPCB up to 383, 382. Watching SPCB to see if it reverses here. HTZ up to 25.13. And if you're just now joining us, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see me day trade my small account at the open every morning, as well as go over what's moving in pre-market. SPCB pushing up to 388. This might be that final follow-through reversal that we've been looking for. Up to 391. Maybe a little bit late. Gonna watch it over 4. If it can push and make it. Looks to have a lot of selling pressure. Every time it tries to make a push up, it falls back down. So we'll see. Up to 388 though. HTZ up to 25.15. Still making that push. 25.20. What's up, Chi? Thanks for checking it out, man. HTZ up to 25.22. Yeah, CPG grinding up slowly. But yeah, hey Ricardo, we're not gonna push anybody else in this stream. So yeah, no spam and other streamers or anything like that. All right, so SPCB pushing up to 388 now. Looks like it's gonna test $4. Good job, Andre. All right, so SPCB tapping $4. We'll see if it can hold and break it this time. Doesn't look like it could. It's trying. Yeah, CPG's pushing up nicely as well. Not the biggest range, but pushing up nevertheless. We'll see if it can try to test this $8 area. And SPCB further validates my untrustworthiness towards it. Ali, thoughts on AVIR? Let me see. I mean, I don't like it at all. I'll watch to see if it can hold over this 80-cent level where it's had previous support. But the fact that it's giving up this, it's filling this gap right here. And so, I mean, we'll see if it can bounce off at 80 cents, but I don't like it as much. I mean, it could rebound here, and it could find support at this 80-cent level and rebound. But we'll see. You know, you can never really tell. Alright, so HTZ looks to be kind of consolidating a little bit and pushing back up. We'll see what it does here. SPCB trying to push back up. Look at all this selling pressure. You can see all these up wicks on SPCB, and there's not really any down wicks in this last few minutes. And so all these up wicks, that means a lot of selling pressure, not a lot of buying pressure. So we'll see, but don't necessarily like all that selling pressure here. I mean, it's trying though. It's putting in higher lows, so. HTZ kind of flagging a little bit here. Not the biggest range for a little bit of a more expensive stock, so not necessarily my favorite, but we'll see what it does. FNSR pushing up, breaking that gap, kind of washout long setup here. Finally broke over that level. So we'll see if it can hold now. Broke that $0.5 at 23.50 up to 23.54. SPCB up to the 390s now. Got pushed back down to 387 though. Yeah, I just don't see a ton that I really like. HTZ up to 25.23, flagging. SONS trying to test that $9 level. But yeah, look at all this selling pressure on SPCB. Look at all these up wicks. There's no down wicks. It's nothing but up wicks here. And you can see that just means selling pressure, not a lot of buying pressure. But it's putting in higher lows, so I guess I can't say much, but tons of selling pressure here. It's still pushing though, up to 392. So SONS is breaking over $9 now, or at least it's trying to. It's at 8.98 now. We'll see. HTZ up to 25.27. SPCB pushing up, finally breaking over into the 90s, but getting rejected back down. So we'll see what that one does. ZIOP. Alright, so ZIOP is kind of flagging a little bit. Trying to break over this 496 previous high. SONS finally broke over 9. And HTZ still flagging. Really nice flag here. Not a lot of range though for a more expensive stock. It would be really kind of tough to make a good amount of money with this one just because it's moving so slowly for a more expensive stock. But SONS sitting right at $9 now. We'll see if it can push up, pick up some volume. And ZIOP up to that previous high of the day at 496. We'll see what that one does as well. Yeah, hey, Kyle, I've actually thought of the same thing when I first started trading. Like if I have a trading idea when I first started trading, I just need to do the opposite. And it should be like by the statistics of me when I first started trading, you know, it would have been profitable, I think, if I would have just done the opposite of everything I really wanted to do when I first started a year and a half ago. And so I definitely understand that thought process, man. And especially in markets like last week, you know. That's why shorting is so profitable in markets like that, just because if most breakouts are failing, you know, it's a good bet to short the breakout because it's going to wash back out anyway. All right, so ZIOP pushing over that previous high of 496 up to 497 now. If you're just now joining us, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see me day trade my small account live at the open every morning. Let's see. Not a ton I like right now, honestly. There's just not a ton. SONS couldn't hold over 9. SPCB has a million up wicks and a lot of selling pressure. And so this was relatively predictable if you look at all this selling pressure right here that it was going to not be able to follow through. HTZ is flagging nicely, but it's just the range of the stock isn't big enough for me to really consider it. It's only moved 30 cents in the last, I don't know, 15 minutes. It's moved 30 cents. And so not a ton of move, not a huge move on HTZ compared to how expensive it is. MRNS. Yeah, I see MRNS on my other screen. So ZIOP is up to, ZIOP is up to $5 now. Let's see if the volume picks up here. Looks like a clean push over. Yeah, but just look at these fake outs on MRNS. Two really big fake outs. So SONS finally pushing over 9 at 903 now. We'll see. Big fake out on SONS. Couldn't hold over 9. Yeah, these are professional traders faking out people. But that are the market makers, but alright, so ZIOP pushing up to 503. E and DP. Yeah, I mean, E and DP, it's already kind of rebounded and filled half of this big gap down, or not this gap down, but this big washout. So it's already filled about half of it. We'll see. It might just consolidate for a little while here. I don't know though. You know, I'm just kind of speculating, but it might just consolidate and go sideways for a little while. Bounced off the purple VWAP, so the middle VWAP. ZIOP up to 504. It's pushing up slowly, but it's pushing nicely. It broke $5 cleanly. MBRX is kind of creeping back, trying to test that $2 area. Not a lot of volume, but we'll see if it can push over 2. It's kind of testing it. That high of the day is at 205, so we'll see what that one can do. BONT. Yeah, I think I called this one out earlier. It looked like a pump. It's going to wash out. I don't like BONT. Alright, so ZIOP still trying to push up here. Very slow mover. Let's look at the daily here on ZIOP. Yeah, the daily, I mean, it looks like this is just a pullback day, but we'll see. For ZIOP. OMER maybe. OMER kind of flagging nicely. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah, really nice flag pattern. Missed the entry though of over 17, but a nice flag pattern nevertheless on OMER. Alright, so ZIOP up to 505 now. See if I can find anything else. RCKY. A little bit. There goes OMER still pushing up. Yeah, I don't see too much that I like right now. Let's see if XNET can find some support here at $9. SPCB, is it bouncing? I mean, I'd be careful here, but, you know. I mean, there goes SPCB. Let's see if it can make that follow through here. Nope. Yeah, SPCB just had so much selling pressure. GCAP kind of reversing here. So let's watch GCAP over this. It opened up at 750. So we'll see. Yeah, ZIOP falling down. Broke under $5. Hey, a 3-cent gain's better than a loss, Andre. Later. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, I want to have patience with SPCB to see if it can rebound. It's just got all this selling pressure. Like you can see these huge, all these up wicks. But I mean, I can't say much about it to be honest, just because it's moving up and it's putting in higher lows. And so, you know, it has all this selling pressure, but it is putting in higher lows. But just because of all this selling pressure, I don't trust it. It looks like the shorts are trying to knock it down, which could mean if it does finally break over, it could start a squeeze. But we'll see. Kyle, so check out on demand on Thinkorswim. Check out the on demand feature of Thinkorswim. It allows you to essentially replay any day of the market, and it's 100% free. So this platform that I'm using now for charts is it's Thinkorswim. It has an on demand feature that lets me go back and pick any day of the market I want in the last 2 years, and I can retrade it. You know, I can trade it. It's paper trading it, but I can trade any previous day of the market that I want to in practice, and it doesn't have to be on market hours because I can control the time. I can set it to start at 9:30 at the open 2 weeks ago, and I can trade the Monday 2 weeks ago, you know, or whenever it was. And so you can go back and replay any day of the market. What I do to see what stocks are moving that day is I go to like Twitter and I type in, like, so if I'm looking for October 1st, I just type in October 1st watch lists and kind of build my own watch list the way I would regularly, and then use on demand to go back to October 1st and trade the open using that new watch list just to practice. So check that out. That's how I practice for a long time. All right, so CVEO is up to $2.08. That previous high is at 209. No volume. Very slow mover, but we'll see if it pushes nevertheless. And I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. All right, so GCAP is kind of trying to push back. I don't know if it's going to make it, though. See if I can find anything else moving. Yeah, not a ton moving. We'll see if anything picks up, though. So ZIOP back up to $5. It looks like it needs a bounce on the daily. If you look at this daily here, I mean, or it could get rejected here at this $5 and it could just be a pullback. Because it's at the lows of this last year on the daily. Or it was at the lows at 440. We'll see if it can rebound here. TYHT had this big volume spike, but it probably won't follow through in my opinion. GCAP coming back. There it goes, GCAP. So I was look for the volume to spike up. We'll see if it can hold over the 750 level first. That's ultimately the level that I want to see it get over and hold. At 746 now. Volume picked up, which is always good, up to about almost 30,000 shares traded in the last minute. XNET trying to come back here as well, up to 938. Matching that previous high break at 959. So yeah, XNET is at the high of the last year. If you look at the weekly chart here, I mean, it might have some resistance at 973, but it has some room until then, up to 973. So I think that previous high was at 959, so it doesn't have a ton of room once it breaks over there. But if it can clear 973, it's got some room. ZIOP pushing back up to 503. $504. Check out QURE, guys. Look at this washout long setup, or this range breakout is really what this is. So you can see this range formed right here and right here. And when it broke over that range, really it has a little bit of a resistance here too. But when it broke over those, it pushed up really nicely over 1550 now. And so check out QURE. Looks to be pushing up. ZIOP up to 506. Yeah, QURE looks good. ZIOP breaking over that previous high. Let's just see if it can hold. XNET, we'll see if it can just flag here, have a little pullback and push up, break that 950 area, test that high of the day at 959. Gonna be watching that area. $10K shares on SPCB. Man, let's see it. It's up to 393 now. It's trying. It's had this wall at $4, but if it breaks that wall, it might have some room. ZIOP up to 507 and QURE pushing up to 1576. Huge push on QURE. Kior, I've made a few videos. I have one that's called my top 3 favorite stock scanning apps, and so search for that video if you have one. I also have one, how to scan for stocks, on Thinkorswim, and so I go over how I scan for stocks. And so I have a few videos on it. Go to my video section and search for those two. I have one on, just search for scan or scanning, and you should see a few videos on it. Alright, so we'll see if ZIOP can hold support where this previous resistance was at 504. QURE making this big push though, man. So 10,000 shares on SPCB, huh, farts? Let's see if we can break 4 for you. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, Kyle, on that one. I mean, Thinkorswim, the on-demand feature on Thinkorswim is great. I also have DOS Pro. I know Marty was talking about it. I also have DOS Pro paper trading. And I love the DOS platform. I miss the DOS platform, but commission's so cheap on UStock, I can't get too upset about it. But I wish they had a nice platform to trade with. So yeah, SPCB here, up to 394. We'll see if it can push over 4, have a big push in volume is what I want to see. ZIOP kind of had this little double top here. I don't like it as much. We'll see though. QURE made that big monster push. We'll see if it pulls back some here. SPCB up to 395. Yeah, no problem, KUR. Alright, so QURE having this little pullback here. Looks like it may start pushing up, test that $16 area. This one's a former runner for sure. A few weeks ago, it pushed over up to, I think, up to $19. Let me see the daily. Up to $21.35. So I remember this one. I remember I had a few winning trades and a few losing trades on this one. I think I had more winners than losers. I had one loser I can remember on QURE, but it's pushing up nicely. Might be a rebound after these last few days of this drop. Looks to be held support at this $15 level. So LPTH trying to break $4 now. So there goes QURE. Up to 1573. Alright, there goes SPCB pushing up to 407 now, guys. Check out SPCB, volume picked up. I hope you make a ton of money on this one, farts. Up to $4. We'll see if it can hold over 4 now. Volume spiked up to 402. $3.99. We'll see if it can make that follow through push. Small loss, Team Blue. Don't sweat it, man. You'll bounce back. All right, so SPCB got rejected at 4, down to 388 now. Big drop. Rough drop. We'll see if it's just a fake out and it makes that big push towards 4 again, but I don't like that drop. Back up to 392. We'll see if it has some down wicks now, so indicating some buying pressure now, hopefully. Up to 395. There's a down wick. We'll see if it can hold now. GCAP trying to reverse here, come back. Got up to 745. Not a lot of volume though. Kyle, you can edit your starting cash with it. Oh, on demand, I'm not sure about on demand. You might not be able to. You may be right about that one. Yeah, I've never heard of Trading Sim. All right, so QURE up to 1581. Big push on QURE, 1583 now. Breaking over that high of the day. Or at least testing that high of the day now. Up to 1578. 1585. There it goes. QURE pushing up nicely. Going to test $16 most likely, in my opinion, up to 1587. So QURE pushing up nicely. Up to 1585 now for QURE. Broke over that previous high of the day. Up to 1595. There goes QURE. Going to test 16. Just broke 16. Up to 1605 on QURE. Up to 1608. Big push on QURE. Let's see if it holds over 16 now. Up to 1604. QURE is the big stock right now. Big volume. Moving nicely. Got rejected at 16. Bounced back over it. We'll see if it continues pushing. Right at 16 now. Down to 1597. Yeah, with SPCB, I mean, the risk here is at this 381 point. That's where I would set my risk if I was going long in it. So QURE got rejected at 16 after making this big push. It needs a pullback, but we'll see. Let's look at the 5-minute on QURE. Big upwick going over 16. It's always Troy versus somebody in this chat room, man. Troy's antagonizing people, man. Cut it out, Troy. Don't antagonize people. QURE trying to get back over 16. We'll see that. That's a big upwick, though, over 16, which means selling pressure. We'll see, though. All right, so GCAP up to 747 now. Big pullback on QURE down to 1583 now. SPCB breaking under that previous support level at 380. See if it holds support at 380, down to 377. All right, we'll see if this is just a pullback on QURE and it can hold over this 1583 point. It bounced back down and tapped it, so it looks like it may be holding support before it tries 16 again on QURE. We'll see though. Oh, I didn't even notice this one, but CHK has been pushing up nicely. Got rejected right at $4 at $3.99, so we'll see if it rebounds here and starts to try that $4 area. Let's look at a different time frame with this one, maybe the 2-minute. Yeah, a few little flag patterns on the 2-minute. I want to see if it holds support here at this 394 level where that previous resistance was right here. All right, so GCAP pushing over, testing that $0.50 area. We'll see though. QURE had this little pullback here on the 2-minute. We'll see if it pushes up, breaks 16 again. It's trying up to 15.99 now. See if this is a flag pattern on QURE. Up to 16, 1602. That high of the day is at 1609. So it's at 1605 now. So watching QURE here. All right, up to 1610. QURE broke over that previous high of the day. Check out CGIX, guys. This one just popped over 3, and it's having its first pullback here. Big spike in volume down to 308. We'll see if it can consolidate, push back up, test that high of the day at 320. QURE breaking over that previous high at 1609. Let's see if it finds some support at 1609 now, down to 1608 after that big push. I just want to see it hold over 16 right now. But CGIX also had a big spike in volume, all the way back down to $3. I don't like those 2 candles, and so not my favorite one right now. But QURE looks like it might be pushing up nicely if it can hold support over the 1609 level where that previous resistance was, up to 1611. Gonna keep watching. CGIX just faked everybody out though. Glad I didn't mess with it. But yeah, Troy, regardless if you're right or wrong, man, just don't antagonize people. Try to, you know, just be understanding about it. I've made a ton of wrong trades, and he could still be right. You know, there's no telling. It's in a little range here. You know, so this previous low is at 373. So yeah, just don't rub it in, man. Just let them trade, you know. No more drama, you know. All right, so QURE dropped under 15.99. So we'll see if it can hold 16. TRXC. Oh man, TRXC breaking over that previous high of the day now at 280. And this has had a lot of resistance because it had resistance here on Friday at 280. So watching TRXC here. Yeah, Farts' entry isn't that bad. Yeah, 385 is a good entry. I mean, he could still make a decent amount of money with it. You know, it could always rebound here, go up to 4. It's just consolidating right now, you know, and it looks like it found some support at 371. And so we'll watch it. QURE bouncing over 16 now. All right, so CGIX held support at $3. Now it's making a run for that high of the day at 320. It's up to 315 now. QURE testing that high of the day as well. Just broke over it at 1617. And so we'll watch these. Volume starting to pick up a little bit in the market. I don't trust CGIX at all, though. Not enough follow-through volume here. QURE up to 1622 now. All right, so there goes TRXC up to 284, breaking over that previous resistance at 280, up to 285 now. All right, so TRXC, let's see if it holds support at that 280 previous resistance level. TRXC up to 284. QURE looks to be consolidating over 16. We'll see. SPCB up to 382 now. CGIX at 310. TRXC's trying here. All right, farts. See you later. CHK couldn't do it, down to 390. TRXC up to 285 now. Big drop on QURE down to 1590. NEOS breaking over that previous high of the day, that big resistance at 1050 up to 1063 now. Let's see if it consolidates and makes a push after this pullback here on the 2-minute. Same thing with MAT. Breaking over that 1450 resistance. Check out AMRN, guys. AMRN is breaking out. Got rejected at 350, but it made this big push. Not a big range on it, but AMRN still making this big volume spike. We'll see what it does here. Alright, so AMRN maybe just having a pullback here. Up to 348. There goes AMRN. Might run into some resistance here at this 350 level, but watching it nevertheless. Up to 348. Volume kind of slowed down on it. We'll see if it picks up some once it breaks this 349 previous high and see if it can get over 350. Alright guys, but it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and shut the stream down now. If you want to see me day trade my small account live at the open every morning, as well as go over what's moving in the market and in pre-market, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell next to it if you want the alert every time I go live. I might get into something else, not sure yet. Taking it slow today, up about $4 or $5, so a very small green day. Trying to maintain discipline and being selective, and so we'll see, but I'll let you guys know if I do. Make sure to hit that like button on the stream, guys. We appreciate the support, and good luck for the rest of the day.